Well, holistic mediation for me is a very simple concept of putting the person ahead of the conflict, because if the person that I'm working with knows that their considerations, their feelings, their emotions are real and worth knowing, then I have a chance to connect with them and find out what's really bothering them in this situation. Why are they maintaining litigation or a conflict or a betrayal or an estrangement? That's the great opportunity, is to make it very personal. That's what holistic practice is for me. It's whatever is important to the client or the participant is important to me. In talking about how I mediate, it's about how I relate to other people. And I want to know that whatever is important to them is important to me. Oftentimes, it's not the legalisms, it's about how they've been treated in the past in this situation, whatever the situation is that's come. And so mediation is about letting them tell the truth about what's important to them, so that when I help them negotiate and talk about solutions, it comes from them, not from me. I'm not the source of the solution. I am the conduit for their needs, interests, and concerns. The Family Summit Conference is a very, very simple principle. It's a democratic process of bringing together usually disparate portions of the family who haven't been able to communicate or to have healthy, ongoing relationships for one reason or another. Oftentimes it's betrayal. Oftentimes it's estrangement due to third parties, all kinds of interesting things. But the Family Summit Conference is based on the concept that everybody has one vote and that everybody gets heard and acknowledged before we begin the process of looking for solutions. So the Family Summit Conference gives everybody a chance to weigh in on whatever is important to them. That's what the Summit Conference is about, and it seems to work. We do, a couple every month, and we get good results, and it seems like the families like that. The Trust Advisory Committee concept is a very simple one, and that means that sometimes there is a reason for the beneficiaries to be able to give positive and effective feedback to a trustee on an ongoing trust situation. This is often post-death, but sometimes it's even with the parents living, where the parents choose somebody to be the trustee, and that trustee plays hardball with the other family members. The Family Advisory Committee to the trustee can be implemented by agreement, and that changes the dynamic. Everybody is not being done to, but is part of the decision-making process as the trust moves down the road. The doctrine of merger primarily works with trusts. And what the doctrine of merger means, that if you're going down the road and a trust is being administered in a particular way, and that particular way really doesn't suit the needs, interests, and concerns of the family members, they can come together through a mediation or a negotiation to, in effect, rewrite the trust to reflect the current needs, interests, and concerns of the family in a way that's more useful without having to go to court. And oftentimes that concept of a consensual contract can do more than even a judge would have authority to do, because you've got everybody in the game. The most difficult cases we have are often problems of long standing, meaning years and years of either mistrust, anger, or open combat. And what happens is one of those family members will call us and say, I've got 4 brothers and sisters who have been at each other's throat for the last 15 years. Or they'll say, none of us have spoken to each other in the last 5 years because. And the because oftentimes is not what's really going on. Sometimes there are secrets in the family that have poisoned the relationships for so many years, they've almost forgotten what really started the problem. So in the conflict, why we like high angst situations is because of the great opportunity to help people move towards reunification through a dialogue, a respectful dialogue. And with Peggy and I, for example, we really are sort of like gatekeepers in the sense that we keep a lid on it and give people a chance to say what they need to say, and also manage the outbursts and manage the rules of the game so that they can get through the issues together. And some of these take 2 or 3 sessions, but the interesting part is that with the rules in place, they're able to focus on the problems and not the personalities, because it's the personalities oftentimes that get in the way. So what we try to do is make this a friendly place to explore their own feelings and their own needs in getting to a solution. In the last 6, 7, or 8 years of my mediation, the whiteboard has become an integral tool in anything but the most simple mediations for the single purpose of getting the problem away from the parties and up on a place for people to look at and to decide what's really important on that whiteboard, because there's often a lot of feeling and emotion and upset, but it may come down to either dollars or an apology or a need to change a paradigm.